What up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Just TV Reviews. Back for another one. I want to talk briefly about Famous. To be honest with you, Famous, he was pretty much on borrowed time anyway. I really thought he was going to die season 1 or 2 after he had that song about Buck 20, and then after he unalived Freddie. I thought Freddie people was going to come for him. So who do you think popped Famous? Was it Unique or was it Marvin? So we know that Unique, he keeps his ears to the streets, and like he said to Marvin, what that was like season 2 about Dominique, he says that if he's still breathing, then he's still talking. I mean, could Unique have learned also with everybody else around that Famous is out here snitching? Now, could it be that Famous was snitching on other people and Unique could have thought that he could have been next in line for getting caught up with something? Because right now, he's a ghost, but he does plan on resurfacing and showing everybody who's king. So that is a possible threat to him. And also, it is a tie to Rock as well, which I don't really think Rock really care about Famous like that, honestly. You know, I think she could, she might have liked him a little bit more than she liked D-Wiz, though. She did pick D-Wiz. I remember the first episode of this season when we saw that Unique was about to pop Lulu when he was outside of the club drunk. But Shirley, she actually told him that he wasn't going to drive, and she took him back into the club, right? Famous was also at that club performing. So part of me wondering, did Unique actually pop Famous that night since he couldn't get to Lulu? But, that's still a possibility. So what about Marvin? So could it be Marvin? Marvin, he's one of those ones that feel like if Famous is still breathing, that he is a threat, just like Unique told him, right? But Marvin is also not a fan of a lot of chatter to the police. We already saw what he did to Tony because she was considered a rat. So he don't like rats. So he is very much so my number 2 pick of who unalive Famous. Marvin definitely makes a lot of sense. But it's also messed up at the same time because we already watched Lulu unalive D-Wiz, and it's a possibility that Marvin unalive Kanan's best friend Famous. Man, that's messed up. And what I saw for the episode that's going to air tonight, Lulu looks like he wants a piece of action of get back for Famous's death. But I'm just hoping that, he has been doing so well with his recovery. I just hope that he's not taking steps backwards. So, those of us who've been watching the show since the first episode of the series, we know that Famous has been grinding, have aspirations of being a rapper, a successful rapper, which he did have a little bit of success with Streets Need a Body. But I hate that when he actually got a big hit that he wasn't alive to see it. And lastly, I knew that Famous's death was coming, but it still seemed like it was the way that they were developing the story. I knew that it was soon, but I also felt like um it didn't fully develop into what it should have been. And the reason why I say that is because we didn't even get a chance to watch him get unalived. I don't even think that, I know that we saw in the trailer that somebody that looks like Famous, they gave us like a little side view and a pow to the back of the head, right? But I don't think that that's Antonio, the guy that plays Famous. It's like they just X'd him out of the series and just wrote him off pretty much. I felt like we deserved to see Famous die. and to get that complete story so that we could move on. And right now, I just feel like, he was a little shortchanged. So I'm wondering if the actual character himself, Antonio Ortez, had any problems behind the scenes. Was it like a money thing or something as to why they decided to just get rid of him? Because it just seemed like they just wrote him off. So with that being said, R.I.P. to Famous. And shout out to Antonio Ortez. You did an amazing job playing Famous. R.I.P. to Famous. The streets see the pot. The streets see the pot. The streets see the pot. And to my watchers, those who actually watch my video to the end, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to come back with another video. But until then, I'm out. Peace.